What's not fun is finding new ways to combat a decades-old problem in Oklahoma agriculture. Wild or feral hogs are causing between $190 to $260 million in damage to farm crops and land in Oklahoma every year. Now the state is taking part in a federal pilot program to try and control, if not eradicate, the problem. Reporter Steve Shaw hits the road for Pauls Valley to see the new technology in action.
It just seems like it just continues to get worse. There's no getting better with it because they multiply so fast.
Dakota Arthur is a third-generation dairy and real crop farmer on 2,500 acres just outside Pauls Valley.
It's something we got to start getting control of and start getting some help.
Arthur says on average, wild feral hogs rob him of at least 15% of his corn, wheat, soybean, and alfalfa crop each year. Feral hogs that easily grow to 300 to 400 pounds.
Try to have people come in with some dogs and maybe try to chase them somewhere else, or we've gone through and done walks of ourselves to the woods or go out late in the evenings to try to shoot them, but there's not a one-shot deal to be able to do everything that we need to do to get rid of them.
Think of Oklahoma's feral hog problem as a runaway train.
There'll be a history of hogs being released and grazed in southeastern Oklahoma and really in the southern United States. And people would go back and gather them up to slaughter them or to sell them. But more recently, really what has happened is these hogs have reproduced in the wild, and they've really gone back to being more of a wild species.
State Conservation Commission Executive Director Trey Lamb is a fourth-generation farmer himself. 11 years ago, he lost his entire corn crop to feral hogs.
Problem is they're very destructive to agriculture, to natural resources, streams and ponds. They're also destructive to homes, parks, and they really love golf courses too. They can destroy a golf course very easily. They naturally get down and root in the soil.
Lamb says these hogs are also dangerous to livestock, pets, and people because of the diseases they carry.
Feral hogs reproduce very quickly. The females can have as many as 3 litters a year and up to 15 a pop.
They reach maturity very early, so one pair of hogs can produce multi-generations within a year, and it doesn't take very long for the numbers to grow exponentially.
That's about to change, sort of. Oklahoma is participating in a pilot project involving 9 other states and $75 million federal dollars. The effort involves variations of these cages. They'll be operated by professional trappers using corn as bait and surveillance cameras anywhere there's cell service.
They can watch over time, over weeks, how many hogs are there. They release that trap and they have them all caught at once.
You do it with a cell phone.
Do it with a cell phone, from their computer, cell phone, wherever they are. A lot of times it's in the middle of the night too, because they're very nocturnal animals. So you might not see any around during the day. You'll come out the next day, have a lot of damage. So by using these game cameras at night, they can catch them all at once.
Catching them in big chunks is imperative, he says, because wild hogs are smart.
If you trap the first 1 or 2 that go in there, you've educated dozens or hundreds of other hogs. They'll never go around a metal trap again.
These are the areas just north of the Red River where these traps sometime in the next few months will be laid. Cotton, Tillman, Harmon, Jackson, Beckham, and Roger Mills counties. Also in north central Oklahoma near the Kansas border, in Kay, Osage, Pawnee counties, and the Kaw Lake area.
They're terrible everywhere.
State wildlife experts estimate right now there's between 900,000 and 1.3 million feral swine running wild in the state. Lamb says the goal is to catch them and kill them.
Really, they're not a good source of food. They carry disease, they carry pests. They're not, the same as a domesticated hog or hogs that are raised for meat production. Although they can be eaten, it's really the best thing to do is just eliminate them there on the site and dispose of them properly.
The extra federal funding has allowed the state to be more proactive.
We really want to get kind of at the end of this COVID period where we can have some large meetings and also some demonstrations where we can educate the landowners on what the best way, because sometimes they'll lease a piece of their property out for hunting and they might control a few hogs, especially the bigger hogs, but they leave all the small hogs to reproduce, and the problem just keeps growing.
You know, sometimes they might be out at dark, or sometimes they're going to be out 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't know if you're going to try to shoot them or try to do anything else with them. It's hard.
Steve Shaw, the Oklahoma News Report.
Steve, thank you. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has also been hosting webinars across the state sharing information about the feral swine eradication and control pilot program.